favorite games ever made. So this is them in order from this is this is gonna be a short stream, maybe like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, because I've been wanting to do this video for a long time. I've this video a year ago. By answers have changed slightly. My fifth spot has changed, and we'll talk about that when we get to the fifth spot. But for now, Batman Arkham City. I fucking love this game, bro. This game is so good, at least to me. I get a lot of flack for this game because it was, it's an Arkham game, it's a Batman game, and a lot of people who don't like story games, a lot of people who don't like just the Arkham games in general, you're obviously not gonna like this game. But this game to me was just so innovative in the way that I saw Bruce Wayne, in the way that I saw Batman, and introduced me to the character. It's the first game I ever beat, and it's just the first game that ever really introduced me to liking video games and liking this type of story, this type of construct, this type of pacing, and the way the whole thing connects into one thing. And not only is it the best Arkham game, it's one of the most important ones as well because it's whenever Joker dies and they make the big ballsy move, and I love Rocksteady Studios for that. I almost said Rockstar, but I love Rocksteady Studios for that. I think they're an amazing company. Cannot wait for Suicide Squad because Justice League. I don't have a lot to say about Batman Arkham City because there's just not a lot to say. Also, spoilers. I probably should have said that. Spoilers for every game on this list. But yeah, spoilers. If you haven't played any of these games, you should. They're my top five. Yeah, you'd be doing me dirty if you haven't seen every single one of these games or played them all. But yeah, back to it because I don't have a lot to say about it because it's not one of those games that I can. You best believe I can talk about them, but it's just it holds so much meaningful purpose to me. So I guess if we weren't going off of meaning it, my favorite game would probably be The Last of Us. That would probably be my favorite game. But because of how much it meant to me and how much it still means to me and how much I can just blast through the game or how much I can just take my time with it, it's still my favorite game and probably forever will be my favorite game ever made. So, number two, The Last of Us. I just talked a lot about that. Um, this game's story. Oh, okay, first of all, oh my god, first of all, fuck The Last of Us Part 2. It's not, okay, it's not as bad as many people say it is. It's, hot take, it's a decent game, but it butchers the franchise. It absolutely kills everything that made the first one amazing, and it pisses me off. Anyway, we're here to talk about stuff I like, so, the second game is also really good. Second game, oh my god, first game, Jesus, people are gonna come down on me for that. The first game is an amazing game. I love Joel. I love Ellie. I even love the fucking his brother. His not brother. Not his brother. His cousin. No, it's his brother. It's his brother. Favorite game. Swear. But just the dynamic between Ellie and Joel and how I think it is just a fatherly love because I'm a big family kind of person when it comes to video games. Like if I have something I can latch onto, a person, a thing, an object, anything. If I can latch onto it, I'm there the entire time. You cannot get me to stop caring about it. And Ellie was one of those characters that I just cared about so much because she felt like a real person. Ellie and Joel both felt like real people. And people be getting mad at the second game because, oh, Joel is like I said, spoilers. Joel is a beloved character and they killed a beloved character. Joel is not a beloved character, guys. See, sometimes he just kills people in the first game just because he fucking wants to. That is not a beloved character. But I still love him as a character because he feels like he's the perfect person to inhabit that world. Last of Us, if you don't know, is a story about a boy, not a boy, a man who lost his daughter in the middle of an apocalypse. That's whenever the apocalypse first broke out. He lost his daughter because she was shot because someone thought she was infected. And he shoots her. And 20 years go by, and he meets a girl named Ellie that he is told to smuggle across America to the Fireflies because she is immune to the infection. And you go on this entire journey getting her to the Fireflies, and you get there, and they tell you that the only way to make a cure is to kill her. And you say, fuck that, I love Ellie. And you save her. But you kill everyone in the hospital and do it. And that sets up the second game. Great game, love it to death, and I love the relationship with Ellie. I think the relationship between Joel and Ellie is really what sells the game. If it wasn't for that, the game would fail. The game would not be, oh my God, the game would not be as good as it is, if it wasn't for that relationship between Joel and Ellie. If it was just a zombie game where you get to like shoot things, it would be like another Tom Clancy game. But because it's got that amazing story and the incredible voice acting by Troy Baker and fuck, I'm blanking on her name. I'm blanking on the girl who voices Ellie, but she's incredible. Whoever can figure that out, put that in the comments because I completely forgot. But she's also amazing. She also voices Gwen in Ben 10. Like, how can you not like her? And then my third favorite game. Also, I want to go back to Last of Us. Last of Us is one of the only games that's ever made me cry, and so has the number three spot because number three is Red Dead Redemption 2. I've never played Red Dead Redemption. I've never played the first game. The first game is I don't know. I want to play it. I really want to play it. I plan on playing it next week, maybe. Unless you guys want to see it on the channel. I have a habit of never finishing series, but if you want to see me start it, sure. I'll start it, never finish it. Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2 has always just been an amazing game to me. I have my horse, Nobu, fucking legend. He's amazing. I don't even know why I named him Nobu. I just remember, and we'll get to why I named him Nobu later. But this game changed my life. It made me look at how I see video games in a completely different way. The Red Dead Redemption 2 changes storytelling in my opinion. I mean, it's not the best game ever made. It's not even on my I mean, it's my top three, but it's my favorite game ever made. And it doesn't change story making. A lot of people just ride Rockstar's dick on it and say that it's the best game ever made. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's got a lot of issues. It's got a lot of problems. I think it takes realism way too far, but it just means a lot to me, and it's special. It's very special to me because I love Arthur Morgan as a character. I think he's perfect as a character, especially for a character of the Wild West. Coming to terms with the fact that the West is ending, coming to terms with the fact that hey, maybe he can't be an outlaw for the rest of his life because it's not the way the world is ending up, and that's a beautiful story. And also the story with Dutch and Micah. Fuck Micah. Oh my God, fuck Micah. I fucking hate that guy. Fuck Micah. But Dutch at the beginning is just such a good leader, and he's just such a good friend to Arthur. He's a father figure. Hosea, rip. But he's such a good father figure as well as Hosea is, and then Hosea dies, and Dutch just spirals out. I mean, that's not even the first sign of Dutch spiraling out was Hosea. Way before that, he was spiraling, but just because of Micah tweaking with him, and Micah just sending him off the rails. But that story of just basically a father and a son coming to terms with the fact that they see the world in different ways, and that they cannot ride together anymore. It's a beautiful story that I think everyone should experience for themselves. So if you haven't played Red Dead Redemption 2, please, 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 please do yourself a favor. Go play that game. It's like $60 on PS4. Now to my fourth favorite game. Oh my God, I did a lot of talking. I probably just lost like 10 years of my life just using as much lung capacity as I have. Anyway, my fourth favorite game, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. You notice that this is way different than all the other games in this list. It's the first Call of Duty game I ever played because of its story. It's on here because of its story, because the fucking story got me in this game. I don't think the characters are very good. I'm going to say that right now. The characters, in my opinion, kind of lackluster, except for Roach. Roach is dope. But the commander, you find out a big plot twist. You find out that the commander is the guy who's been setting everything up. He's the guy who's been making the missiles. The guy who's been making, well, not the missiles. I can't remember how the story goes exactly. I just remember that all I really remember is that anyway, I don't know what that is. But anyway, the game in itself is not the greatest. It's honestly one of the more lackluster games. In my opinion, I think Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is honestly a better Call of Duty game. But for this story, it knocks everything else out of the water. Honestly, like you cannot make a better Call of Duty story because Call of Duty is also not known for its story. And the fact that this one blew me away whenever I played it. By the way, I played this when I was like 8. I should not have been allowed to play this when I was 8. But the fact that did what it did and blew me away as an 8-year-old is incredible that it can do that for the storytelling. When you throw the knife into the commander's eye and you're pissed that he killed your best friend, I was pissed. I was pissed that he killed my best friend, and I didn't care. I was 8. I was literally 8. I didn't have motive functions. I just couldn't think of anything. I just knew this guy's an asshole. He needs to die. If I keep thinking like that, every guy I meet is just gonna die because at some point they're gonna be an asshole. Let's move on. Number 5. Number 5, I couldn't find a good picture for because I couldn't find anything that fit this box, so I just chose Ghost of Tsushima. Fuck, this game's good. This game's beautiful too. This is probably the best looking game I've ever played in my entire life. Oh, I don't know. Red Dead Redemption 2 looks pretty good. Red Dead Redemption 2 does look pretty good. Okay. The graphics in Red Dead Redemption 2, in my opinion, is a little bit better. But just the way, look at the picture, bro. Look at the picture of number 5. Look at Jin on his horse. Sora, that's not his name. I don't know which horse that is. That one dies, by the way. But look at that picture, that screenshot. Oh, that was cringy. But like, look at it, bro. It's so beautiful. And this guy, I'm not even getting into the story yet. The story of this game, a fallen samurai deciding that, hey, we can't win the war being honorable. We have to fucking poison dudes, stab dudes in the back. We have to be a fucking no honor bullshit kind of guy. You know, you just stab him in the back, boom, done. And the fact that you have to give up being the heir to the throne to become the ghost of Tsushima is a compelling story, especially if you choose the spare ending whenever you spare your grandfather. Oh, he puts the mask on, and the guy, he hands you the paper, and he's like, be my grandson. And he's like, you are my son. And Jen's like, I am not your son. I am the ghost. Ooh, perfection. And the voice acting for it is really good. I'm kind of surprised that the voice acting was not in Japan. Like that's not the first thing they went for. They went for English first because the dub in Japan is just awful, god awful. They don't sync up at all, and that's the way you're like, in my opinion, you should play the game is in Japanese. You really get the full experience. But they made it in English first. But the combat in this game is the best combat in any of these games. Like it's the most fun to play. Like it's just plowing through dudes. Pause. But like you know what I mean. Like it's just the best game to play if you want to just fucking kill people. I mean, maybe Call of Duty is. I don't know. But I don't know. It's just a beautiful game to look at, a beautiful game to be in, a beautiful world to inhabit in Japanese culture. I don't know when the game takes place. I know it definitely takes place before Red Dead, way before Red Dead. But the samurai world has always just been interesting. This game made me love samurai, like made me love that era. Just like Red Dead made me love like movies like Tombstone, and yeah, that's all I can think of is Tombstone. Anyway, though that game is on number 5. So those are my top 5 games ever made. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all argue about it in the comics, fucking blow my ass out about it in the comics, disagree, say how much of a fucking cuck I am because I'm wrong. Anyway, talk about it in the comments, but I will see you all in the next stream. Bye, guys.